Most people think that grace is a uniform that's made with endless amounts of elastic. Have you noticed that there is a trend today for clothes that used to be really stiff and uncomfortable and rigid to now be made out of things like spandex and stretchy materials and stuff that'll wick your sweat away because you just can't handle it and you start sweating. These days, the most expensive jeans, the most expensive dress shirts, the most expensive pants, all of them are made out of materials that wick sweat and they stretch around your body and it moves with you and it feels really good. I'm a fan of these kinds of clothes. Most people think that's how grace is. That grace is something that meets me where I am and it just sort of bends and forms around me, however I am. Whatever I'm doing. So when I'm applying God's grace to my brokenness, I think that the fact that God's grace is sufficient for me, the fact that it says that in the Bible, what it means is that it covers all of me and it moves with me however I am, whatever I'm doing, and I can do whatever I want when I'm inside of it because the primary purpose of grace is my comfort. That's how most people think of grace. I have other clothes in my closet that are not stretchy clothes. I have a few shirts that were made, they were like tailor-made for my body. And this is kind of a weird thing, but I absolutely love it. It's from an app. You open up the app, it takes a picture of you, and then it sends off your order for a shirt to this company that I don't know where it comes from, probably somewhere in China. I have no idea. But it just shows up at your door, and this thing is form-fit, tailor-made to you. And I used to put on these shirts and I would like get them over my shoulders and they fit so good that I would make an audible noise. Like you'd put these on and you'd be in your room all alone and you'd be like, ooh, that's good. That's how a shirt is supposed to fit, you know? That's how it's supposed to. It still bends with me. It still curves with me, but it does it in all the right ways, in all the right places. It's form fit. This is actually true every time I've ever worn these shirts. Every single time. And I'm not saying it to like say something about myself. I'm just saying when I put on these shirts, every single time I get compliments everywhere I go from people who are like, where'd you get that shirt? That looks really good on you. Man alive, that's a good shirt. Where'd you get that? I want to get a shirt like that. Where do I get a shirt like that? And my best clothes, I'm just telling you, they don't fit because they stretch. They fit me right because they were tailor-made for my body. Or they did until I gained 60 pounds. Because what would happen is I'd gain that weight and I'd remember, I'd feel bad about myself. So I'd go back to get those shirts and I'd put them on me. And it wasn't so much of a, ooh, it was like a, oh. You know what I mean? And so I button them up, and I'm starting to tug them, and I'm starting to move them around, get the collar just like I can't quite stretch it and pull it and rip on it quite enough to get it to do what I was wanting it to do, stretching it out in ways that it was never meant to be stretched. I'm pulling on it to make it comfortable, and it just didn't want to go where I wanted it to go. I couldn't comfortably cover what I'm trying to cover. What changed, me or the shirt? It was me, right? It's made in an image of me that's healthier than I currently am. Now, though there's too much of me to fit into the shirt, because it's almost like in the middle of this, there's too much me and not enough of that image. Paul put the choice this way elsewhere in the Bible. He said, shall we sin that grace may abound? Should we just buy stretchier clothes to accommodate our unhealth? Or should we work a little harder to conform to the image tailor-made for us when we're looking our best? Because that's who Jesus is. He is the image of God. He's the image that you were created in his love, in his peace, in his joy, in his plan, and his purpose for your life are all resting in that image. And God said, listen, all people are my people. I love everybody. All these kids are my kids. But that doesn't mean that my clothes are one size fits all.